Introduction to Computers. This is Tuesday, 4/17. I believe we're week 13. We talked about information systems and databases. This will be Unit 7. We're kind of wrapping things up in the course. So we started off, in fact, the first day of the course we talked about data. Now we're still talking about data. And data stored in database management systems, and we create what we're learning about now are these tables, relational databases, that has all of this information, whether it's inventory, customers, prices on products, and the whole works. So we're talking about all this data. Now, from the data, the data is interacted with, and what we're going to talk about are levels of information. Strategic level at the top, tactical in the middle, and what we're going to call transaction information here at the bottom of our pyramid. It's a pyramid because the information now here is more detailed, and as we move up towards the top is more summarized. And how it moves through is our management information system. Nowadays, all information is current. So, we talked about a transaction. For example, you buy something at Hy-Vee. So the milk gets slid across the barcode scanner. It comes in, somewhere's in the inventory or somewhere's in a table, finds the price of the milk. The price comes up, and so you do that for all your products. The tax is figured, and then you buy your products. You slide your debit card, and then that debit card goes to your bank and takes some money from your bank and sends it to, for example, Hy-Vee's bank. So we have this transaction occurs. So we have this, what we call a transaction. Lots of data occurs here. Lots of interaction with your database. Or databases at banks, financial, and so forth. Now, in order for a company to make decisions or run their company, we take from the information and it becomes less, and we make tactical decisions, more or less decisions based on things that are currently occurring, or we make strategic decisions, decisions that affect the company maybe in a year, 2 years, 5 years, and so forth. Now, we'll come back to that in a minute. We talked about levels of management, who's going to make the decisions. We have a few people here at the top of the pyramid at the top. We have more middle managers, and then we have a group of managers that might be first-line supervisors, and eventually they all oversee the workforce. Now, this could be a few people or thousands of people, depending on how big the company is. So the first-line supervisors and the workforce, they tend to work with transaction-type processes dealing with data or information. Okay? Now, a middle manager that maybe has to decide what things they're going to do related to maybe a certain, like the produce section at Hy-Vee or the meat section at Hy-Vee, what decisions have to be made in terms of managing things there. Those might be more tactical decisions in terms of what they need to do. And then, of course, are you going to build a new Hy-Vee in a certain town? That would be a strategic decision made by top-level management at Hy-Vee. So that's kind of how the whole idea works. We have different people who need different types of information being pulled out and put into this large database or databases. Might be, you're functioning actually with databases outside of your business also. We'll talk more about that later on. And then today we also talked about decisions. A structured decision is one that's very black and white would be the terminology. There's no gray area. You know exactly what needs to be done. based on some information or data. Semi-structured is less clear. A non-structured would be way more difficult. So we did the example. In here, there might be a number somewhere in there that says when the milk, like the value I put X, when the milk inventory gets down to a certain number, we automatically order. The computer could do that very easily. In fact, managing lots of products in a large store like Shopko, Walmart, Target, all those places, when the inventory gets to a certain point, it can order. So the computer checking to see when the inventory reaches that threshold and does the order, that's a very structured decision. Technology can do structured decisions very easily. Now, picking the number to order at, that might be more of a semi-structured decision. Somebody might have to look and say, okay, that's based on a couple different things. Okay? Maybe deciding what product to actually carry at the store. Like, are we going to carry more iPhones or more Droids or a combination and so forth? That might be a little more non-structured. You would use lots of information to make the decision, but the final decision would probably have to be made by a human. So, in order for management to make good decisions and to be involved in the decisions they need to be made, and then allow computers to do the decisions they can do, we create management information systems to help us do that. And there are lots of examples in how that works. And we talked about a number of them in class today. We'll continue this on Thursday. And there's also a similar notes from my Monday, Wednesday, Friday class that covers the same thing, just a little bit different approach. And that's it.